Hi everyone, my name is Deanna Sittner and this is my personal introduction video for EDL 850 School Law. I'm going to start out and tell you a little bit about myself. For some personal information, I graduated from Kansas State University. After that, I went into teaching after being a para for a bit. I started off in first grade and moved to second grade and then graduated up to fifth grade. And actually last year will have been my last year teaching just regular classroom education. I decided, as I am pursuing my master's in instructional technology, I decided to take a position to teach technology in my building for grades K through 5. So I'm excited about doing that next year. That's going to be a bit of a change for me, but something I'm truly excited about. So I'm married. I have 3 children, and those kiddos are growing up fast. My oldest is also at K-State, pursuing a degree in architecture. My husband is also an architect, so we're getting an architecture family going. And my middle daughter is going to be a senior this next year and is looking at moving into the field of nursing after that. And then my youngest is going to be an 8th grader, so she has no idea what she wants to do yet, and that's okay. Some of the things that I really like to do are I love to travel. This picture actually is my family last year. We took a trip to Kauai, and that's someplace I really loved and we'd all wanted to visit. I actually just got back from a trip to the Dominican Republic. I've been there a couple of times and loved it. So I've traveled many places, but have many others that I would like to get to. So that's a passion of mine, as well as reading. I love to read and always have a very long list of books that I'm waiting to read. And so that's something I try to do also while I'm traveling around, since I don't have a lot of time regularly. So on to critical reflection of my administrators in the area of school law. I would honestly say that I feel like my administrators are pretty knowledgeable about our state and federal laws. I do feel like there probably could be a little bit more of that information passed to us, but I do feel like when things come up and when issues arise, I do feel like they have an understanding of what we need to do to comply with state and federal laws. A lot of the conversation with law has to do with funding for us. I think it's just always something that is the forefront in everybody's minds. We're always kind of relying on funding for so many things, and so that comes up a lot. Probably special education next would be what we most talk about regarding school law. And this mainly, I think we all have so many kids with IEPs in our classrooms that we talk a lot about the different legislation, what's required, what those kiddos need to comply with their IEPs, and the amount of para support that they need as well. And then I would say that most of this information is probably communicated to us mainly through staff meetings. Sometimes we get emails from our district that we're asked to read about some of these things, and then also probably just through the district handbook. So I feel like overall, I feel like my district is pretty good about knowing what's going on and what's needed and what we need to do to stay in compliance. Keep going the wrong way here. My personal knowledge of school law is probably fairly limited, honestly. I think I know what has been passed to me that's required or that I really needed at the time. But as far as staying current on school law, I don't think that that's something that is a strong point for me. Most of the things that I do know or that have come up maybe recently or in the last few years are information on bullying, as we've talked about that a lot as a district and worked on coming up with policies for that. And then, of course, switching to instructional technology, I have done some some research and some different classes that have involved some law with internet safety and some of the different internet resources and just things like, citing your sources, just things like that I have looked up that relate to my current studies. But truly, I probably could do a lot better job of understanding and knowing more about current school law. My plan to enhance my current knowledge is pretty much just continued professional development. This is something that is organized by our district and that I'll continue to do. I would really like to join some blogs and check those out, mainly in regards to instructional technology. As I'm switching over to teaching technology, I'd really like to stay up with laws and regulations and keep current with that. And then, of course, I'm hoping this course will give me a lot of good information, and then also, of course, just to kind of seek out information from others who might have that knowledge that they can share with me. So thanks for watching.